pose. Hi there, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about signs you're not as self-aware as you think. So, question. Do you think you are self-aware? I I think I let me put it this way. I recognize that self awareness is a continuous journey rather than a fixed state. I, I regularly reflect on my thoughts, my emotions, my actions. I reflect on my actions that to understand myself better and to grow as a person. We all do, right? I try to be mindful of how I interact with others and how my experience shapes my own perspectives. Now, that said, I also know there's always more to learn, right? There's always more to learn. Do you think most people genuinely are self aware? Or do they just assume they are? No problem. Here are 5 blind spots you might be missing, right? So, number 1, blaming others for your emotions. Here we go. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Blaming others for your own emotions. If everyone seems to frustrate you, it may not be them. It may be your own unresolved triggers. Period. Number 2, over-explaining yourself. If you constantly feel the need to justify your actions, you may have a lack of self-confidence in your own choices. Now, there's a difference between over-explaining yourself and wanting to explain so that people understand thoroughly. There's a difference. Now, number 3, avoiding feedback. If criticism makes you feel defensive, boo, you struggle with self-awareness. Number 4, repeating the same relationship patterns. I'm guilty of this. Shut up. We all are. But repeating the same relationship patterns. The people that may change, people may change, but the issue stays the same. Why is that? If we went to school to learn this lesson, the final exam is that same person's characteristics in a different person. We should see that that's a test and be like, no, I'm good. Boom, you pass the test. Easy as that. Number 5, not knowing what you want. If decision making is hard, it may be because you're disconnected with your inner self. Okay. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Goddess Kamini. And this channel is a safe space where we dive into self-awareness, personal growth, and becoming the best versions of yourselves or ourselves, right? So, excuse me. So if that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm animated all throughout. It's live over here. But hit that subscribe button because today we're getting into something powerful. You might not believe you know yourself. You might believe you know yourself, but do you really know yourself? Right? Let's get into it. So, self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. It influences how we handle relationships, work, how we handle our emotional well-being, and how we perceive the world, right? Without it, we can end up repeating toxic patterns, struggling with whatever misunderstandings, misconceptions, or feelings stuck. But there's a catch. What's the catch, goddess? Tell me. Most of us think we're self-aware. In reality, we're not. So we're going to be uncovering signs that you might not be as self-aware as you are. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the tools and the tricks. So number one, if you get defensive easily, think about the last time someone gave you criticism, like constructive criticism. Did you take it in, or did you immediately shut down and argue? If your default response is to get defensive, it's a sign that you may struggle with some self-awareness, right? Defensiveness often comes from the inability to separate your identity from your actions. A truly self-aware person can hear feedback without feeling personally attacked. If you struggle to accept responsibility, this is another sign. So, excuse me. Do you find yourself blaming others for your problems? Do you? Maybe it's always your boss, your partner, society's fault. It's sunny outside today, and that's why I'm mad. If that's you, chill, boo. We're going to fix it. While external factors play a role in self-awareness, a self-aware person recognizes their own part in the situation. If you are rarely taking responsibility for your own actions and your choices, it's time to dig deeper, boo. It's time to dig deeper. Fix my screen. Now, you cannot control the world and what happens around you. You can only control how you react. How many times have we heard that through life? So many times, it's annoying, but it's the truth. So, something to help you figure out is if you know your own triggers. If you know your own triggers, you could be like, I'm being triggered right now. They want me to react, but I won't. Now, we all have triggers, things that instantly irritate us, people breathing sometimes, things that instantly upset us or anger us. But if you can't pinpoint a certain thing that affects you so deeply, that's a sign of low self-awareness. Knowing your triggers always allows you to manage your reactions instead of letting them control you. Let me take a real step in here and say, if people can control your emotions, they have control over you. If you are at work and your boss, let's say you got this manager and it just annoys you that they fudging breathe. Ugh, they're alive today. Okay, whatever, I could take it. But then they come over and they talk to you, and your boss, they know your boss is coming around the corner, right? Or they know that there's people to view so that they could run back and tell your boss so you get in trouble. Let's say they say something that they know is going to send you off. If you react, you're playing into what they want. Let me say that again. If you react, you're doing exactly what they want you to do. You're being their puppet on their stage. They're the one with the magic hat, controlling your emotions, pulling you out of the hat like you're a dang rabbit, right? That's not you. You don't want somebody to have control over you. You want to be the only person that has control over you. If you constantly feel misunderstood, is it because you don't understand yourself? I ain't going to yell at you. We're just talking, having a conversation here. But, it's hard to talk about this. So it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully I'm triggering you right now so that you ask yourself, why is she triggering me? Because she's talking about things that I don't want to hear right now. Well, guess what? You're on my channel. This is what we're talking about. And you need to hear this, boo. I want to help you. Okay? Your light helps the world. So if you constantly feel misunderstood, that's an issue. Let's get into it. Do you feel like people don't get you? Like no matter how hard you try to explain yourself, others, they just don't understand. Like you wrote it up in big letters, you drew it, this could be a sign that you are the one that doesn't understand how to communicate. And what I mean by that is if you don't understand how to communicate, how are you articulating what you need to articulate so that it reaches the other person's ear, their brain, so that they understand what you're saying? How you come across or how your emotions influence your interactions is something that's directly in the self-awareness category. Your emotions control you. I just mentioned this, okay? Your emotions control you. If your mood dictates your entire day or your frequent reactive impulses or your emotional, I said that wrong. English is my second language. Bear with me. So if your mood dictates your entire day or you frequently react impulsively, your emotional awareness may need some work. All right? If when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is you grab your phone, that's not a phone, but you grab your phone and you're like, let me doom scroll. Let me watch the news. You're helping all of this stuff dictate your day. So if you do something in the morning that makes you happy, for instance, in the morning, my child wakes me up because he's loud. And I'm like, let me just get 5 more minutes. I don't go to school yet. I'm starting in May. So I don't have to be up. Let me enjoy myself. But instead of getting angry, I'm like, he's 12. I love him, but he's annoying. Why he's so loud? Why does he keep coming in here trying to talk to me? Like, there's people he could call in the morning. Like, my sister loves to talk to him in the morning. Like, stop. Why are you doing this to me? So after he leaves, what I like to do is I listen to a song, and the song that I've been listening to lately is called Open Arms by Epic, or Open Arms, and it's part of the Epic saga. And I forgot the guy's name who made it, but he's amazing. And it's about the story of Odysseus. And it's Odysseus and Polites in the song. And Polites is saying, this life is amazing, when you greet it with open arms, no matter the place, we can light up the way. Here's how you start. Greet the world with open arms. And it's so catchy. The whole epic saga is so dang catchy. I find myself singing it all the time. Whenever my son leaves for school, whenever my son leaves for school, I don't know how his day is going to go. But when he's like, bye, mom, I'm like, bye, baby, I love you. Greet the world with open arms. And he's like, okay. And that's my last little positive thing that I say to him. And he knows what the song is. And he knows, greet the world with open arms, right? We can't really, no matter how much I see the future, I can't tell exactly what's going to happen. Same thing for you. So if you take it all as, oh, this stuff is happening, but how I react is how everything is going to go. So if I'm the only one that's supposed to be on stage right now and I do nothing when all of this is happening, if I don't react, maybe things will go better. Let's get deeper. So, deep reflection. If you suffer with, or not suffer, if you struggle with deep reflection, deep inner reflection, that's a problem, boo. Self-awareness requires honest introspection. Don't lie to yourself. That's stupid. Don't lie to yourself. It makes no sense. If you rarely sit with yourself and question your thoughts, your actions, your motives, you might not be as self-aware as you think. Growth happens with reflection, not being on autopilot mode. And you guys know I got the tism. You know I'm ADHD. So I'm also a Virgo, which means that I got files for ish I don't even want to have files for, right? I got ADHD, so I'm looking at everything, paying attention to everything and nothing at all. Let me not even get into the tism, right? Another thing. Do you see yourself differently than others see you? Now that's weird because what other people think about you is none of your business. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one, right? But do you see yourself differently than others do? This place I used to work at, I don't like bothering people. I don't like asking for help. I can do it myself. And that's a problem that I struggle with, right? I can do it. Why is my freaking shirt? I can do it myself, right? So I'm going up to ask this lady for something, and she was like, "You're so cute. You're so timid." And I was like, yeah, I can't believe you think that. But in my head, I'm like, girl, meet me outside. How about that? But you can't help what other people see you as. But do you see yourself differently than others do? Have you ever been shocked by how other people describe you? Because I'm not a timid person, right? Have you ever been shocked by how people describe you? Maybe you see yourself as a kind, easygoing person, but others experience you as distant or intense, evasive, right? If the gap between your perspective and how other people's experience you, it's a sign. There's no connection there. It's a sign of limited self-awareness. Now, I'm not just going to be up here telling you all the problems because, yay, who likes to hear problems? I don't. You know me in real life and you come to me with a problem, I got 15 freaking solutions. I got 18 reasons why it's a positive thing. I could pull a positivity out of anybody's ass. Excuse me. But I could pull positivity out, right? So, how do you increase your self-awareness? What can you do about it? I got you. So, number one, journaling. Yeah. Write down your thoughts, your reactions, and reflections. If there was something in the day that truly irked you and you're like, ooh, they made me mad and I reacted this way, write that down in your journal. Now, once you write down what happened, what your reaction was, and what the other person's reaction was, you don't got to make it long and detailed unless you like the way your handwriting looks, like me. Okay. But what happened, your reaction, and the other person's reaction to your reaction, write at least 3 other ways you could have reacted. And imagine what their reaction would have been to those 3 different ways you reacted. Because I tell you, when I used to be in the working field and somebody would say something to me, I know for a fact that they wanted me to be the angry Black person, to react like how the Black woman would. Look, baby, I'm Latina and I was born in Okinawa. There's nothing regular about me. I'm exotic. Also, I find having big outbursts, since I'm already so pumped up in life, having big outbursts and reacting how people want me to react to certain things, it kind of drains me. So if you want me to be angry and mad, I'm going to be like, here's a solution. And that's going to make you angry and mad. Because what? Boo, I'm not a puppet. I'm a puppeteer. Okay? Number 2, ask for feedback. I know that other people's opinions don't really matter, because when you're acting with authenticity in your truest authentic self, people are going to say so many different crazy things about you, right? But practice asking for feedback. This isn't for their words. This is for you. This is for you to practice. Okay, I'm going to ask this person their feedback about such and such thing that I did. Whether they say it's positive or it's negative, you control your dang reaction. You listen to what they actually say. You listen to how they say it. You watch their body language. You don't think about something to reply with. You take it all in. And if you have to do like me, pause. If you have to do like me, put your hand up there and say pause. Or give me a moment. That just takes too long. So I'd be like, pause. And people are like, what? Did she just pause me? Pause. I said pause. Hello. And reflect. Be open to what other people honestly think about you. Because how people perceive you is going to help you in the end. If somebody's like, oh, well, you're really mean and you're rude and da-da-da-da, ask them, what made you say that? Can you give me an example? And when they give you the example, you'd be like, dang, I do that all the time. I did just slam the door in her face. I did walk off and give her the bird. You know what I'm saying? Number 3, practice mindfulness. Learn to observe your thoughts without judgment. Let me repeat that. Learn to observe your thoughts without judgment. The world is judging you. Stop judging yourself. Love yourself, flaws and all. You want to know what makes you perfect? Your imperfections. If we all look like these houses on the block, you know how in suburbs every house is the same? Everything would be boring. Your imperfections are what make you perfect. And that's just it, period. Number 4, pause before reacting. Throw up the pause. Pause before reacting. Give yourself a moment before reacting emotionally. Because what is that just going to do? If you blow up, you got to come back and rectify it. But if you stay cool, calm, and collected, and you really think about what a person said to you, 9 times out of 10, if somebody comes up to me and they say something wild and they're being rude, in my head, I'm like, this goofy B word. Ha! Look at the universe sending me entertainment. They sent me a live clown. All right, react, girl. Why are you acting that way? You know you look silly right now. There's a million ways you could have told me this. But that's just me. We all do things differently. The point of this is for you to know you. Now, it's called an action time. I'm so excited. Okay, call to action. Which of these activities, 1 through 4, that I just gave you, do you think will be most helpful? Which one? Drop it in the comments. Yay. Yay, I love that. Drop it in the comments. Now, you don't have to write a full thing in the comments. Just be like, I'm with number 4. I'm with number 2. Okay? Now, grab your journal. I know I told you to grab your journal earlier, but this is for homework. So, which of these activities you just told me, and you're going to write in the comments, which of the 4 that you think will help you the most, which of these comments, write in your journal, do you think will help you the least with self-awareness? Why is that? Write why you think that is. And then, it's my favorite part of the activity. Prove yourself wrong. Prove yourself wrong. If you think a pause before reacting is what you don't really want to do, but you don't think it'll help you, write why. Prove yourself wrong. Okay? You are not this body. You are not this mind. You are the spirit within. You are a multifaceted being, mankind. You are human living this experience, right? Whatever thoughts were programmed into your mind that you no longer resonate with, those are viruses. That's what we're getting out. We're leaving those viruses behind. These practices I'm telling you about are to get rid of those viruses. Now, if any of this video resonated with you, like I said, let's keep this conversation going in the comments. I read all my comments and I'm going to respond. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with somebody who needs to hear this message. Yay. Oh, also, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next video, okay? Remember, you are infinite. You are limitless. And abundance is your natural state of being. Period. Now, join me tomorrow as we discuss the topic of how to recognize your self-sabotaging. Yay! See you then. Bye.